Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today's reading will have a Halloween theme. So we have these three pumpkins here. The guidance will be what you need to know this week. So pile one will be the purple pumpkin. Pile two is this orange pumpkin. And pile three is this baby pink pumpkin. So take as long as you need to choose your piles, and I will see you in your reading. Hi pile one, if you chose the purple pumpkin, then this is your reading. So I feel like for you guys, there's this, it's like you've been in a period of stagnation or solitude, where you've kind of just been sticking to yourself and potentially like not going out much, or like not socializing much, or just like, you might just be like working a lot of things out internally. And I think over the next week you're successfully coming out of this like hermit mode, which I guess like it kind of makes me feel like you have succeeded in why you needed to be in it in the first place. I kind of feel like is a potentially forced into it, like maybe you wouldn't have wanted to do it by choice, but for whatever reason you were kind of forced into it with a potential like tower moment, or something that's happened that's kind of made you decide, or just end up being in like some kind of solitude. Now I feel like coming out of this you're still feeling very wary. I don't know if you potentially aren't really trusting in people, or like the environment around you, or yourself. Maybe it's actually yourself. So I feel like there's an element of like maybe you're not feeling safe in yourself, or like in the people environments, or like trusting yourself. I guess just take what resonates, because you know yourself best, so you probably know what this would be. Yeah, I think maybe you just need to remind yourself that you've actually come a long way. Like maybe it doesn't feel like you've really achieved much in, whatever period of time it's been since you've kind of hibernated a little, but I think you've actually grown substantially. You just might not be able to see it. And I think I feel like you've like I feel like you've actually made a connection with yourself or your spirit guides. I feel like your intuition's improved. I also kind of feel like you, like, as you're coming out of this time of introspection, I feel like you're gonna meet new people. It doesn't need to be like a love interest. I just think that you're going to meet people that are more aligned to you. Potentially, they will hold more space for you to learn how to trust, or to learn how to trust more in yourself and everything around you. I think they will help you feel comfortable in your self-expression. I wonder if that's something you're feeling, a bit wounded about, like potentially you don't feel like you can be yourself or like express yourself the way that you would, or that you'd want to. I feel like you will be able to do that more so in the next coming week and more. Like you'll just more and more be able to express yourself, I guess, as people come into your life that you can trust and they actually hold space for you. Potentially you've never had that before, which can be quite, I guess, intimidating to be vulnerable in that way if you've not felt like you can be, or maybe you have and people have taken advantage of it. But yeah, I think it'll be really good for you. I think it'll be very healing. I noticed all this blue, so I feel like it's going to be very healing for like your throat chakra, your self-expression specifically. Yeah, I think that's it, part one. So I hope that's helpful for you. Let me know in the comments, like feel free to come back in a week and let me know like how it's gone. And I'll see you in the next one. Hi pile 2, welcome to your reading. If you chose this orange pumpkin, maybe you felt called to pile 1, the purple pumpkin too. If so, I feel like that's a sign. Okay, so I was kind of picking up that like in the recent past you've been taking steps to organize and plan for your future. So I kind of wonder whether you've had a lot of distractions along the way, which has maybe made it not as easy to make progress. Yeah, but it does look like you have been actively planning for your future, like maybe taking baby steps, maybe just organizing, but I feel like there's definitely an element of like slow movement forward. And I think you're working on moving from, living in lack to more of an abundant, successful life, I guess. Like making a successful, abundant life for yourself. I do feel like it's going to take willpower to move forward. So maybe in the next week or so, I feel like you're actually going to take some really solid steps forward, maybe gain some momentum on this, journey of maybe you're feeling like you're in a little bit of lack, making steady progression into more of this like provider. This is like providing for yourself. It could potentially be like a career endeavor. It doesn't have to be, but I guess it could be. Maybe for some it is. And I think I feel like in taking these steps forward in the close future, it's going to put you in a position of like leadership, confidence. You're going to feel really good about yourself. I think that will also help with the forward momentum. Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm noticing like all the yellow, and it is like confidence. So maybe it's just like, you know, maybe you've been hesitant to take a step forward and you just decide, yeah, I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to do something, and then you find that it actually kind of puts you, like, it gives you momentum forward, and it's, you know, very successful for you, or makes you feel good, makes you feel like maybe inspired, it gives you confidence to keep going forward. So yeah, I feel like if you have been coming up with ideas and plans, you know, maybe you did have an idea and you haven't, you haven't actually taken steps forward towards that like goal, for example. This would be a clear sign that maybe you should just take some steps forward in that direction. And then I think I like got this visualization of, I don't know what it's called, but like that ball thing that sits on people's desks, that like one ball hits all the balls and like swings the end ball, and then it like doesn't stop, it just keeps like swinging, the balls keep like swinging, and then it's like this momentum. That's like what I feel like for you guys. If you know what that's called, just like leave it in the comments, that would be great. Yeah, so yeah, I think that's all pile 2. Yeah, that is all for you guys. So I hope that's helpful for you. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hi, pile 3. If you chose this pink pumpkin, then this will be your reading. So before I started shuffling, I started tuning into your energy, and I was picking up that you are embodying, or you're learning to embody, a more softer energy. So maybe you're like softening into yourself. I feel like this reading, I think this week you'll be finding some clarity about a situation. It seems like there's some things that you can't see about yourself. It could be somebody else, but I feel like for most of you, this will be something about yourself that you don't really see, like a shadow side of yourself, potentially. And then this week, it will come to light for you in one way or another. I think this will happen because you're learning to transmute it. So I kind of get the feeling that like it's going to be brought to the surface and you'll learn how to deal with it. I feel like that is potentially so that you can continue softening into yourself, into your body, into your mind, you know, just kind of becoming like softer all round. Yeah. It's like there's an element of mastery involved. Like you're learning how to soften, and you're going to get like mastery over it. So maybe you're at the end of this journey. I mean, I guess this isn't a personalized reading, so I imagine that there are some people who are at the beginning of the journey, and and there are probably some at the end of the journey. I feel like for a lot of you, you're at the end of the journey. Like you've probably done a lot of hard work already. Yeah, it makes me feel like there's a lot of growth that you've had, a lot of work that you've like actively done for yourself. And you are getting to like the end of like that mastering it. I mean, don't get me wrong, like we forever work on ourselves throughout our lifetime, but like I think in regard to, the softening, the ability to like soften, yeah, I think it's gonna like, it's really going to be empowering for you, getting clarity on this, and maybe you're going to feel very proud of yourself that you've worked this hard, and you do see the achievements, the progress that you've made. All right, is that all? I'm noticing the roses, and it makes me think like, of this like softness. Roses are quite delicate. They're very beautiful flowers, but also the thorns are quite sharp. So, yeah, like maybe you've been a bit, it just makes me think of this process of like, softening. And so maybe like you've been working through being like feeling defensive, or like you need to protect yourself, or like, whatever it is for you. And you are just learning to, maybe you like becoming confident in your abilities to protect yourself as well. So I guess you can relax into the softness that is you, which is really beautiful. I love that for you, pile 3. I think that is all. So I hope that helps. Let me know in the comments, and I will see you in your next reading. Bye.